I'd like to welcome everybody to World Flamingo Day. This is a day that we celebrate. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. And we just gave the birds a little bit of their food for the morning, so they actually come up and entertain and flock with us a little. So today we're going to do a few little Q&A with the flamingos. So if anyone has any questions at all, please toss them out. We have posted a few videos over the past couple of weeks of our flamingos, but I will go ahead and give some general information on a day-to-day basis. Great. So we have egrets that are actually overhead a little, so a little bit of good luck, but got a little fecal matter on me. So we have a very large collection of flamingos here at the San Antonio Zoo. This is actually our largest flock that we have. They consist of about 100 plus birds. Last number, I believe, before we moved a couple was 104. All these birds out here are Caribbean flamingos, also known as American. We currently have 3 species of flamingo here at the San Antonio Zoo, all of which can be seen on your regular visits. This is one of our younger guys. He actually was hatched here probably about a year and a half ago now. So as you can see, he started to get his pink color. These guys are actually born white and turn gray, and they actually don't start to get their full pink color until they're about a year and a half, going into 2. So we have, as I said earlier, we do have 3 species of flamingos here at the San Antonio Zoo. We have graders, which are found in Africa. We also have Chileans, which are going to be found in South America. And then our Caribbean/American, which are going to be found in the U.S., but not as often as we like anymore. They used to be found in South Florida, in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, but now they can kind of be found down in some of the Caribbean islands up into northern South America. I'm going to go ahead and grab some food, and we're going to see if a couple of them will come up to feed. So on any regular day, when you can actually come and visit the zoo, we do have a feeding experience where you can come out and actually experience them on your own. This is always a fun experience for kids, just due to the fact that you get this one-on-one attention and experience with the animals that we get on a daily basis. As you can see, the younger guy, he's actually, what they do is called filter feeding. So what they do is, in their natural habitat, they would actually go out, they'd be in salt flats, marshy areas, and they actually filter feed by using their feet to get the mud up and going, and then they actually go ahead and filter the food that goes in and out of their beak, and then they ingest a lot of the microbacteria, algae, anything from little So the reason flamingos are pink are due to what's found in their diet. So they eat a lot of carotenoids, which are kind of like a beta carotene. So if these birds actually don't get a lot of the carotenoids in their diet, they actually will fade out in color a little bit. One of the number one things I always hear people say is they went to another facility and their birds weren't as pink as ours. That doesn't necessarily mean that their birds aren't getting what they need. The American/Caribbean species is the brightest out of all the species. As you can see, some of the other ones that are coming up are really bright reddish, almost. Hi, bud. You want some too? We'll go ahead and see if they can share. So a lot of the Chileans are a little bit lighter, the lessers, graders, they are a little bit more on the whitish side. but that doesn't mean that they're not getting the proper nutrients in their diet. It's just, again, the American/Caribbeans are a little bit on the brighter side. So these guys, as you can tell, everyone else is practicing social distancing. Not very much so with these guys. These guys are used to being in large flock mentality. Hopefully y'all can hear me over all this, but so some of the characteristics of the American flamingos are, like I said, they are a little bit on the brighter side. They're also one of the larger species. These guys can range anywhere between 3 to 4 foot tall and anywhere between 2.5 to 4 pounds. The larger species, the greater is going to be the largest, and they're going to be a little bit on the slightly heavier side, but not by much. These guys I would put around being mid to taller size. So as Garrett goes ahead and pans around a little, you'll actually see the full flock. We have some that are out there that are a little bit on the lighter colored side. Those are our juveniles from this past year. We've had great success in breeding these guys over the time here at the San Antonio Zoo. We were actually the first facility ever to breed flamingos in a zoological setting. So a few years ago, we actually hand reared 25 birds. Last year, I believe we did 15 to 16, if I remember correctly. And these guys are bred here on property. So our front flamingo flock is actually our main breeding flock. But you will see some of these guys doing breeding behaviors, such as flagging, marching. We always kind of joke that they have one brain cell between all of them, because if one goes one direction, they all go.
Veronica wants to know, do they all have names, and can you tell them apart?
So Veronica just asked if they all have names and if we can tell them apart. They do not all have names. We have a few that are a little bit more on the social side and kind of have their own personalities. These are a flock mentality animal, so a lot of times they'll kind of stick out in the group. We can tell them individually apart by their leg band numbers. So every individual bird has a separate leg band. So you may be able to see some that have green, some have yellow out there, some have red. On top of that, they also are microchipped, just like you would your pet dog or cat. I know, you're getting a little angry. What?
Kat asks, do you notice a distinct personality difference between ones that are hand-raised versus ones that are not?
So a question that Kat just asked is, are some of the hand-reared birds a little bit more personable versus the ones that have been in the flock a little bit longer? Not necessarily. There are times. We've had a couple that we've hand-reared that really have taken to people. Others we've hand-reared and you would give them all the attention they want. And at the end of the day, they may or may not just, really take to being petted or interacted with the guests or even the keeper staff on a daily basis. But we do have a handful of birds that do actually like to come up and feed from us, as you could see a little while ago. So one of the things we'll notice is if you kind of see a lot of these birds will have their heads all going at the same time and then throwing their wings out. This is called flagging, and this is part of a flock mentality to where / breeding behavior. So with having 100 birds out here, at times you'll actually see all these birds all flagging and doing a head tilt back and forth. And that's just, again, a flock mentality. They are pretty much going through breeding season right now. A lot of the younger ones are just learning what to do.
Rita asks, Deanne wants to know if we have the shrimp that makes the flamingos pink.
Rita is asking a question about the shrimp that make the birds pink. We do feed krill from time to time, but the birds also get a pelleted diet, which actually has all the carotenoids in it that help with their colors.
Brent wants to know, which is your favorite?
Well, I don't have a favorite. We do have a spokes animal, Mango, who is very friendly and likes to actually come up and has gone out to see a few people here and there.
Kat asks, what husbandry do you do with them? Is it all of them or only a few? And how many people does it take?
So Kat has asked, from a husbandry standpoint, how we take care of this collection. One of the big things that managing a collection this large can be difficult at times. We do treat them all as individuals, but we do have staff that watches for them on a daily basis. If we notice anything that's going on with any particular individual, we will catch them up if they have a limp, if we notice that they're kind of not eating. That is just part of our day-to-day care. I know, you're being so funny. So we do annual exams on these birds. Stop, I know. I'm not giving you attention. We do annual exams on these birds once a year. So what that means is we actually get all birds in hand. We'll do a full physical exam on them with our vet team. And it is an all hands on deck type job. So what we actually do is we actually corral, for the birds in Big Lake in particular, we corral them into a large area, get them over, catch them up. It is all hands on deck. We take all the keeper staff of birds department, which consists of about 20 people. So we'll have all 20 of us out here catching birds in hand, have all of our vets up at top with vet techs, and we're taking blood draws, giving West Nile vaccines, getting weights, doing any additional care, any husbandry care that we need to do. So, as you can see, we have a lot of flamingos here. With that being said, it is a day-to-day job, and without the contributions of guests, we still have to care for these animals. So, please like, subscribe, and actually donate if you can. Any amount is definitely helpful at this time. We know that everybody's in the same boat, but without your generous support, we're going to struggle a little bit from day to day, but the animals are always going to be our top priority. So everybody have a great day and enjoy World Flamingo Day. We'll see you again at 2.